Hey guys, welcome back to The Foolish Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. Just wanted to give you my reaction after Michigan's 37-33 loss in East Lansing. And disappointed, obviously, with the outcome. I just got to tip my hat to Michigan State. I don't want to be one of those fans that just says, only focuses on negative. Boy, Walker III there, 5 rushing touchdowns, almost 200 yards rushing. Just dynamic. All the hype that I heard about him, totally true. And it pains me. I wish Michigan would have been able to stop him better, but they didn't. And kudos to Michigan State for getting the win. And if you look at this game, there's a few things that really stand out. One, obviously, turnovers. It really bit Michigan in the fourth quarter there. I'm not worried so much about Cade. I wish that pick wouldn't have happened on the last drive. But JJ, you just had Michigan. He just fumbled the series before. And luckily, Michigan State kicked the ball out of bounds. But JJ, again, is out there. And, we have a problem with running back, Corum. JJ fumbles the ball. Michigan gets it. Michigan State gets it in plus territory. They get the touchdown. They go up 37-33. Michigan had the ball. They had the chance to go up 2 scores. And then JJ's in, and it just didn't work. And that's the first time really this year where JJ's had some negative plays. Right? Obviously the fumble before and this fumble. And it's like, I know they sprinkled him in quite a bit, and you can always look back at things and say, looking 20/20 vision and such. But Cade was throwing so well today. I kind of wonder why they swapped him out so much. I know it worked well on one of those red zone possessions where he hit Andre Anthony for the second touchdown. Nice jump ball, but even on retrospect, it was a poor throw. Should have gone more to the corner. I'm not going to complain about a touchdown. I'm just saying, Cade was throwing so well. It just was a little bit surprising that they were pulling him out. But they wanted to stick with the game plan. They wanted to do it. And things were going pretty well up until halfway through the third quarter. Michigan, obviously, was up 30-14. And I tip my hat to Michigan State. They had to have a drive. They were down 16 points, and they made 3 spectacular catches on that drive. 2 of them were reviewed and upheld, and 1 was overturned, I should say, too, that catch on the grass. And Michigan State made that play, made those plays. And I know football is kind of like a 50-50 game, but it really, really hurt in the hindsight where every review that happened went against Michigan. I'm not saying that the reviews weren't correct when they were called the way they were when they were reviewed, but definitely the one that really sticks out is Ajabo's strip sack of Thorne. Hutchinson jumping on it in the end zone for a touchdown would have made the score 27-13. Or sorry, 14 probably. 27-14. And the national media is like, they don't see how anything's to overturn, and then the refs overturn it. I mean, I'm not going to complain about everything, because that's what the losing fans do, right? The losing fans see the plays like, well, what about that play, and that play, and that play? But man, that was a tough one. How do you overturn the call? If anything, we thought it probably should have been confirmed. Looked like the ball was coming out. That's it. The play goes on. It never happened. The fumble recovery didn't happen. Michigan has to settle for a field goal there instead of a touchdown. And again, that is the crux of the issue. Michigan settled for 4 field goals. Michigan State got touchdowns. Every time they scored, it was a touchdown. They had 0 field goals. They had 2-point conversions, fine. But they never settled for a touchdown. And again, that bugaboo of Michigan really hurt them today. That they just were not able to get touchdowns. Cade was even throwing well, and then it kind of just left the last, again, after the third quarter. He had some balls, some deeper throws, and, just overthrows. I think Sanistril for a touchdown. He throws to Johnson like the last drive or something in there. I'm sure I'm off. But he goes right through Johnson's arms. It's Michigan State made the plays. Michigan didn't make the plays. And that's what it comes down to. And again, I tip my hat to Michigan State. What an epically great played game. I liked how there was no dirty plays overall. I appreciate that from both sides. Another tip of the cap, Michigan State totally handled Corum and Haskins. Neither of them broke much of anything. No one had 5 yards per rush. And that made McNamara have to throw. And then when it's 3rd and 9, you're not going to survive on McNamara having to throw 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s. No one's going to survive on that. Michigan State, man, when it was time to put up or shut up, they made some 3rd and 10s. Right? Total terrible defensive call by Mike McDonald on one of those 3rd and 10s. They had 3 wide receivers and only 2 defenders. It was a simple bubble screen, basically, and just ran for the first down. But Michigan almost has them tackled, and they fight for the extra yard. Then later, the tight end, number 11, has him tackled short, and he puts his arm out with the ball. Michigan State made the plays. They put in the extra effort when they needed to. Michigan dropped balls. Didn't help. Obviously, JJ's fumble, just inexcusable at that situation. And again, that kind of shows, again, maybe why JJ doesn't start. Throughout the first 7 games, Michigan had balanced that really well, and today it bit them. It really did. That fumble just really hurt big time. I mean, just the stats. JJ threw for 383 yards. 2 touchdowns, that 1 pick. Yeah, it hurt, but it was the last drive. He got baited nicely by that freshman cornerback from Michigan State. Kudos to them. They made the play. The running attack, even though they had 150 yards rushing, again, the quarterbacks had probably like 30 to 40 of that on a couple scrambles. Haskins and Corum were held in check. And give Michigan State the props. The second half, they bent and did not break, right? Michigan got up 30 to 14, and that was it. They only got 1 more field goal the rest of the game. It just is a bummer. It was such a well-played game. Kudos to both teams, but obviously there's only one victor, and congrats to Michigan State for that. Walker III, man, dynamic. So, another thing I just want to point out, too, seemed like McDonald showed his inexperience here again, too. I think there was 3 to 4 plays where Michigan State did tempo, and Michigan was trying to sub, and that's 15 to 20 extra yards Michigan gave them just for, not being able to swap and all that. And it's like, it can happen once, maybe twice, but man, how can that happen in the second half? You need to adjust. You need to adjust to that. And that really showed, again, kind of McDonald's. This is his first year as a defensive coordinator. That really hurt, man. The bend but don't break defense did not work today against Michigan State. Gave up 5 touchdown runs. Just not working. And, this game could have flipped around in a couple plays. Kudos. Michigan State had 2 4th down conversions that ended up in touchdown drives. Michigan had 1 4th down conversion. Didn't get the second one. And that was it. They got the ball back, but it was, they got the pick by Michigan State. Ugh. Even, number 1, I think it was number 1. I can't remember Michigan State's receiver name. And he was just doing great things. They even Michigan had Dax Hill on him, and Dax couldn't really do much to him. Just the things Michigan could have had and didn't have. And that's why you win the game or you lose the game. Michigan State made enough plays. Michigan State had the magic in their power. I counted 7 reviews, and all 7 went for Michigan State. And obviously, like I said, the biggest one took 4 points away from Michigan. I still don't understand how they overturned that call, but I'm not going to harp on that more than this. I said it twice. I don't want to just keep harping on that. Because you know what? They had the whole second half to play, and Michigan only scored 10 points in the second half. That's not good enough. The defense wasn't able to stop enough. Michigan only had 10 points. Needed to get more. And that's on the offense for not being able to finish drives. So it is what it is. A loss is a loss. It sucks, but you move on. Lick your wounds. Get ready for Indiana next week. See how that goes. Hey, first loss of the year. Let me know what you guys think. Please put your comments in the section below. I'll try to respond as I'm able. Until next time, go blue.